Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy and I'm going to be doing my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2023. So this year has a lot of movies that I'm excited for, so there are a lot that aren't going to make this list and everything. I thought I'd go ahead and just throw in a few honorable mentions. I'll probably do more throughout the list if I think of them as I go on, but to top it off, I'm just including all the Marvel and DC movies as honorable mentions this year. The only one that almost made the top 10 was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and everything, but I'm more wanting to focus on smaller movies or other movies than the superhero movies this year and everything is part of my most anticipated ones, because the MCU and DC ones are just obvious picks for me and everything, because I am excited for each and every one of the Marvel movies, and I'm pretty mixed on the DC ones with everything that's going on with DC and everything, but they would be obvious picks to put on this list and everything, and they deserve honorable mentions because I really don't even know how I'd rank them in anticipation, and plus all the other movies that are on this list I'm slightly more excited for than the Marvel ones and everything. So none of the Marvel movies are making it this year, but Guardians of the Galaxy is the one I'm the most excited for out of the three, and then probably Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and then the Marvels. I don't know though, those two kind of flip and flop because I'm excited for both of them about on the same level and everything, but I just wanted to give those an honorable mention. And I know there's probably other movies that I'm forgetting. If I think of any more, I'll do them either at the end of this list or, like I said, I might mention them as I go on. But I'm going to go ahead and get going. Coming in at number 10 is Elemental. I'm really looking forward to this movie. I'm a big Pixar fan, and I was really burnt by their last movie, Lightyear, just one of easily their worst movie and everything. I hope that this movie brings them back to form and puts them back on top and everything. I really have a good feeling about Elementals. It looks like it's going to be really beautiful as far as the animation goes. The story, it's hard to say. They didn't really show much of the story in the trailer, but from the little bit we got in that little teaser, it looks like it's going to be an interesting movie and everything, and these are going to be interesting characters, and pretty much what it is it's a world full of different elements, and there's fire, earth, water, and air, and they're all a fire and a water person fall in love is what it looks like, or form a friendship, and that's what this movie is going to be. I'm really excited for it to see what they do with it. So Elemental is number 10, and number 9 is Strays. I don't know hardly anything about this movie. They haven't released posters or trailers for it yet. The only thing I know is it's an adult animated comedy about dogs that are wanting to get revenge on their owners for abandoning them, and it's led by a dog voiced by Will Ferrell. That's all I really know about it, and you had an adult animated movie and Will Ferrell in both in the same sentence, and you got me booked. I'm excited to see this movie. I love Will Ferrell. He's one of my favorite comedy actors. I love animation. I love when they do adult animated comedies. I don't do them very often. I was hoping that Sausage Party would start a trend of that and everything, and it didn't, but I hope that this movie might be able to pick up that trend. But I'm really excited for Strays. I can't wait to see the trailers for it, because this movie is going to be freaking hilarious. I can just tell and everything. So it's number 9, and number 8 is Fast 10, or as I'm going to call it, Fast X. I'm just going to call it Fast X because I think that title sounds cooler. I'm really excited for this movie. I know a lot of people were really burnt by F9. I was one of the few that actually absolutely loved it and everything, so I'm really excited for this one. I know F9 was really dumb and out there as far as logic and physics go and everything, but that's part of why I see these movies. I don't see these movies for logic and physics. I see them for dumb fun and everything, and that's what I hope we get with this one. And they're adding some new cast members that have me even more excited, throwing in Jason Momoa and Brie Larson in there is going to be a lot of fun to see them interact with these characters, and I can't wait to see what they do with John Cena's character. I'm sure they'll bring him to the good side, and I heard that Shaw is going to be one of the villains again. I'm kind of curious to see how that turns out, and I can't wait to see what happens with Fast X. So it's number 8, and number 7 is Scream 6. I really enjoyed Scream 5 quite a bit last year, and I'm really looking forward to Scream 6. I think that it has potential to be really, really good, and I know they're not bringing back Neve Campbell, and I'm kind of mixed on that in ways. I think that it's not a good idea to leave her out of it, but at the same time, I'm also kind of curious to see how this franchise is going to hold up without her, and see if they can do it without her. So it's hard to say. We've gotten a lot from Neve Campbell, and I hope that she'll come back for Scream 7. But I'm still excited. I loved the new characters that were introduced in the last one, especially Sam and Tara. I think they were both really good characters and everything, and I can't wait to see what they do with them and their relationship, and I can't wait to see who the villain is of this movie, because I'm really curious who it's going to be. But I can't wait to see what they do with it. And also, they're bringing Kirby back from Scream 4, so that right there has because Kirby was one of my favorite parts of Scream 4, which is one of my favorite movies in the franchise. So Scream 6 is number 7, and number 6 is Evil Dead Rise. It's been 10 years since we had an Evil Dead movie, and I've been really, really excited for a new one, and everything. In this movie, they just released a trailer yesterday, and I usually don't watch horror movie trailers and stuff because they tend to show too much, but I ended up watching the trailer for Evil Dead Rise, and man, it looks like it's going to be awesome and everything. It looks like they're going to bring back that creepy vibe from the original movie and from the remake, which is exactly what I was hoping for in a movie, and I can't wait to see it. I loved Ash vs. Evil Dead and the humor and stuff it brought, but I love when Evil Dead plays it up more in the creepiness factor and the scariness factor over the campy, fun, comedic factor. I like both, but I prefer the creepier side of Evil Dead, and I can't wait to see what they do with this movie. And they're bringing in kids in here, so it's going to feel like there's more stakes at hand and stuff in this movie, and I'm hoping that maybe a couple of them kids, or at least one of the kids gets to turn into a creepy deadite. That's going to be really awesome if we get a really creepy kid deadite that becomes a horror icon. That would be so awesome. But I'm really looking forward to Evil Dead Rise. So it's number 6, and number 5 is the Super Mario Brothers movie. This is a movie being done by Illumination, and follows Mario on his big adventure and everything based on the video games, and we get to see different references to different Mario games and stuff like that in the trailer. It looks really great, and the animation is absolutely gorgeous. This is going to be a really gorgeous animated movie, and I just can't wait for it. I've never really thought that I wanted a Mario movie and stuff until I saw that trailer, and I was like, dang, this looks great. I think it's going to be a lot of fun and everything. I'm not a big gamer and stuff, but even though I'm not a big gamer, I have played a lot of Mario. I played it quite a bit as a kid with my mom. It was one of her favorite games, and I played Dr. Mario, and like most people from my generation, my favorite one out of the ones from my generation is probably the Mario Kart game, and they reference that in this movie and show the Rainbow Bridge, which is freaking awesome. So I can't wait to see Super Mario Brothers. This is one video game movie that I'm actually really looking forward to. Like I said, I'm not a big video game movie person. I'm not really into video games. I like the Sonic movies and Pokemon stuff, and that's really it as far as it goes to video game movies. But this one I'm really looking forward to. So the Super Mario Brothers movie is number 5, and number 4 is Barbie. I'm really excited for this movie. I used to play with Barbie dolls as a kid, partially to annoy people in my family that didn't think I should play with Barbies because I was a boy, and mostly just because I always loved the doll and thought Barbie was just really fascinating for some reason. I always just enjoyed playing with Barbie dolls and everything. In fact, when McDonald's would have the Barbie toys, I would get those over the Hot Wheels and stuff. And like I said, a huge part of the reason I was into Barbie dolls too was because Barbie was part of Toy Story, and I had all kinds of Toy Story toys. So, I always enjoyed playing with Barbie dolls as a kid, and this movie just really looks exciting to me. I don't know why I'm so excited for it, but I can't wait to see what they do with it. And Margot Robbie seems to be perfect casting for Barbie. She's just a really great actress, and she's really likable in person and stuff. She has a likable personality, likable on-screen presence and everything. So I think she's going to be perfect as Barbie, and the same can be said for Ryan Gosling. He's very likable, got a likable personality and screen presence, and I think he's going to do really good as Ken. I can't wait to see them together in this movie. And also Will Ferrell's going to have a role in here, and I love, like I mentioned when I mentioned Strays, I love Will Ferrell, so I'm really excited for this movie and everything. I can't wait to see what they do with it. So Barbie is number 4, and number 3 is Oppenheimer. This movie is out the same day as Barbie, so I'm really excited to do this crazy double feature of 2 movies that are going to be completely different from each other. But I can't wait to see this one too. This is Christopher Nolan's new movies, and I'm not quite on the same hype train as most people are on Christopher Nolan. I've always thought he was a great director and stuff. I don't think he's quite as good as some people say he is. Like his movies and stuff are always as good as they say. But I do think he's still a really good director, and I enjoy almost everything he's done and everything. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does with this movie. It just, the whole premise sounds interesting to me. I'm not really into movies like this, but for some reason this one has my interest. The atomic bomb is something I've always kind of been fascinated about, and I'm curious to see what they do with this movie. Plus, it has a stacked cast. It includes Cillian Murphy, who is a very underrated actor. Hopefully this movie maybe will start getting him bigger roles and stuff, because he's always been a really good underrated character actor. I can't wait to see him as Oppenheimer. And then you got Robert Downey Jr., Matt Damon, Florence Pugh, and I know there's a bunch of other good people in here. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what Oppenheimer is like. So it's number 3. And number 2 is Killers of the Flower Moon. This is Martin Scorsese's new movie, and it's a Western movie that was filmed here in Oklahoma. And I'm really, really excited for this movie. It's been on my most anticipated list for actually a few years now. They've kind of pushed it back a few years, but I think it's finally getting released this year and everything. But it has a really big cast, including Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, and the one that stole 2022, Brendan Fraser. So I'm very excited to see this movie because of all of them and everything. Although I'd be lying if I didn't say that Brendan Fraser is my main draw for this movie, because like I said, he's always been one of my favorite actors. So now that he's finally back after seeing The Well, I'm really excited to see what he does with his career. And this is one of the ones I've been very excited to see how it turns out and everything. And he's probably just going to be a supporting role in this one, but I'm still really excited for his performance and everything. Plus, just the fact that Brendan Fraser's finally working with Scorsese, to me, is awesome, because Scorsese is a really great director. So I can't wait to see what they do with it. So Killers of Flower Moon is number 2. And my number 1 most anticipated movie of 2023 is Beau is Afraid. I don't know hardly anything about this movie, except I think it follows the same character through different stages of his life, from what I've gathered by the poster. I haven't actually seen any trailers for it. I don't think they've actually released any yet. But this is Ari Aster's new movie, and it stars Joaquin Phoenix, so this movie I'm automatically excited for. Anything that Joaquin Phoenix in, anytime they announce that he's going to be in a movie, it'll pop up in my most anticipated movies of the year list, because I just absolutely love Joaquin Phoenix. He is one of the best actors working nowadays and everything, so I'm always excited for when he pops up. And Ari Aster is one of the best directors working these days. He's only done 2 movies, and both of them have been masterpieces, so I can't wait to see what he does with this one. This movie is highly, highly anticipated. I've been waiting ever since I saw Midsommar for Ari Aster's next movie, because I loved Midsommar especially. I'm one of the few people that would actually say I liked it more than Hereditary, but I liked both movies a lot, and I think this is going to be a really great one too. I can't wait to see it. So, Beau is Afraid is easily my most anticipated movie of 2023. So anyway, let me know in the comments what your most anticipated movies of the year are, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.